All right, guys, you are welcome to today's lesson. Today, we are going to look at what heat transfer, but also using, and the subtopic is going to be using insulating material. So the previous information we have learned is also part of this, so you should be careful or listen attentively towards tomorrow's also exam. All right, so uh, we are going to look at the lesson objectives. So by the end of the lesson, we should state that heat can be lost through conduction, convection, and radiation. And we should also explain that heat can be lost from our bodies and objects such as what electric geysers. All right. So, okay, guys, I have started. So you should stop what you are doing and listen. All right. Okay, so what is an insulator? An insulator is simply a material that is a poor conductor of heat, or we can say it's a material that cannot do what? Conduct electricity. And then the opposite of an insulator is what? A conductor, a material that can what? Conduct electricity. All right. And then so previously we have learned that heat can be transferred by what? Conduction, convection, and radiation. Now, when we are looking at heat losses, it means heat can also be transferred into the environment from what? A place of higher concentration to a place of lower concentration. Or we can say that heat can also be lost from where the temperature is high to where the temperature is low. All right, so heat loss is simply the transfer of heat energy from an area with higher temperature to an area with what? A lower temperature. Heat can be lost by conduction, convection, and radiation from our bodies and objects. So, for example, electric geysers. So, electric geysers have elements that what? That heat the water. When the water is hot, the element switches off. So, what it means is that at our homes, the electric geyser heats the water, but after some time, the water is lost. So, something must be done to the what? The electric geyser. But the element inside the geyser, what is happening is that immediately it starts boiling or heating the water, and the water is hot, then it switches off automatically. Now to save energy, we want the water in the electric geyser to stay hot for as long as possible. So therefore, we need to what? Prevent the heat from being transferred. So what we're simply saying is that here is an electric geyser that will heat the water for us. But immediately the water boils or is hot, the geyser is turned off. Now what happens is that the water is supposed to be warmed for other people who are visit in the house to come and use it. Now, so in order to prevent the water from being lost or becoming cold, then the diesel need to be what? To be designed in such a manner that when the water is hot and the element that heats the water is switched off, the water should still be what? Hot. Okay. The part of the geyser that stores the water should be made of what? An insulating material or wrapped in an insulating material that prevents heat loss. Okay. Now, so let's look at this conceptual development. We have already learned that heating is the transfer of heat from one object to another. The transfer of heat is always from the hotter object to the what? Cooler object. Heat transfer will continue until both objects are of the same what? Temperature. Heat can be lost from our bodies by conduction, convection, and radiation. We can use our bodies as an example. In winter, our bodies are hotter than air around us. This means that our bodies will radiate heat and lose heat energy to the air around us. We lose heat until our bodies are are at the same temperature as the air. This situation is sometimes too cold for our bodies. We need to stop the heat from radiating out of our bodies to the surrounding air so that we can stay warm and not freeze in winter. To stop heat energy from radiating from our bodies, we wear what? Thick clothing or if you like jackets. The thick clothing acts as an insulator of heat. This stops heat from escaping, keeping us warm. Heat can also be lost by conduction, convection, and radiation in objects, for example, electric geysers. All right. Now, so let's look at. I hope my learners are listening. Yeah, if there is time, we'll do Kahoot so that we will revise on what we will be doing also. Okay. All right. But some of you, I saw that you were not listening. You were busy chatting other things. You were busy chatting, busy on other things that is not related to the lesson today. So I hope you are listening now. It's tomorrow. According to the timetable, the test is tomorrow. But let's continue. I will give you time to ask any question in connection with the test. So let's continue. Now we are going to look at using insulators, the application of using insulation or an insulator in everyday life. So the previous slide was talking about what an electric geyser. So you can see this electric geyser on your screen. So an electric geyser has an element inside it that becomes hot, similar to a stove plate. The heat from the element is transferred to the water in the geyser by conduction. Convection then heats the water around. So you know convection, the other time we said convection is the transfer of heat through what liquid. So the water boils from the bottom, and from the bottom, the water molecules what becomes heated up. So when they are heated up, they become less dense. So they then go up, and the cold water, which is more dense, comes down. And then the movement, that movement is called convection current. So the element in the geyser will heat up and will let the water become hot. And as it heats up, there is convection that also occurs so that the whole the whole water body will be heated up. When the water in the geyser becomes hot, the element switches off. To save energy, we want the water in the electric geyser to stay hot for as long as possible. Otherwise, we need to use more electricity to heat water again. So therefore, we need to prevent the heat from being transferred. Okay, I'm seeing messages. Okay, all right, so let's go on. The part of the geyser that stores the water should be made of an insulating material or wrapped in an insulating material that prevents heat loss. Special geyser blanket can be used as an insulating material. All right, so let's go on. Another application that we talk of is a cooler box, or we can even talk of the flask. You remember a flask is a container that is used to store drinks. So it keeps food warm, and then cooled things more cooler or cold. Flask can either be used to keep our hot drinks or on hot drinks on hot drinks hot on a cold day, or to keep our cold drinks cold on a hot day. A flask is made of what? A special insulating material. A flask is also made up of what? Two cups, where one cup sits inside another cup. All right. There is a space between these two cups. There is nothing in the space, not even air, and it is a vacuum. You remember we said a vacuum is a region where there is no air. It's just an empty space. But what I'm using here is what? A cooler box. So a very useful application of the use of insulating material is also what? The cooler box and the hot box. Look at the following photo of a cooler box. Now, cooler boxes are used to keep food cold. You need to put ice blocks in it in with the food to do so. The cooler box is made from what? A thick layer of plastic. How does this help to keep the content cooled inside? Okay. Now, I just want us to look at this. We have got, remember that in a vacuum there are no particles. This means that hot or cool drink cannot transfer heat to the flask container. by conduction or convection. This vacuum is a form of what? Insulation. So what we are seeing here, the cooler box or the flask, there are some spaces inside. So these spaces, there is a vacuum which will do what? At the end of the day, will not transfer the heat either by convection or conduction. And you remember, conduction is when the objects are in touch or in contact, and convection is through liquid. So if there is no space between, then heat cannot be transferred. Now we have an electric geyser here, and then I want you to look at the picture of the electric geyser and see what is going to happen. Now, explain why it will be a good idea to wrap the geyser in an insulating material. Okay, so this is just an activity. So try to, if you were listening to the lesson, or I'm going to repeat again. This is an electric geyser. What does it do? It heats water and supply to the what? The shower. So if you want to shower or take a bath with the hot water, it does so. Now, how does this operate? Inside this geyser, we have got a heating element, and the heating element is used to boil the water. Then immediately the heating element is heated up, it will boil the water. And then through convection, the whole water is boiled. Now, when the whole water is boiled, the heating element automatically switches off. Now the water is hot. So what happens if this geyser is not properly designed? The hot water will become cold. Now, this is the question. It says, explain why it would be a good idea to wrap the geyser in insulating material. Now, send in your thoughts or your answers so that we can proceed. All right. Some of them. Well, Pila, you said all what I'm talking is just a revision. So some are going to come, but I'm not going to tell you. So you just need to listen attentively. But the questions, we have got all what we have done, we have got a bit of questions coming from all of them. So if you are participating, you don't have to worry. I'm sure those of you, some of you can even get total. All right, so let's get done with what we are doing. And remember, the Kahoot will also give you an idea about what we are going to do or what you will be expecting. Okay, so send in. So we are looking at the picture of the electric geyser, and the question is, explain why it would be a good idea to wrap the geyser in insulating material. So why will it be a good idea? Yes, send in your thoughts or your answers. Yeah, I'm waiting. Let's be fast, guys. Let's be fast learners. All right, I'm waiting. Yes, yeah, I've seen one comment here. The question is, okay, let me just give you a background. But can you see on the slide? Can you see the picture on the slide? Okay. This one this person who is XAEA12. Can you see? I'm asking you the question. Can you see the slide? Now, the question is saying, explain why it would be a good idea to wrap the geyser in an insulating material. That's the question. So you know that the geyser is what is used to heat water, more especially. Very good. Junior, Junior, remember the geyser, unless the geyser is leaking, but here is the case we are talking about the geyser is all right and is operating well. What happens when the geyser hits the water and then the water is completely heated up? Then what is going to happen is that the element that is inside the geyser is going to automatically stop. But something should be done with the hot water so that the hot water doesn't become cold. Junior, I hope you are hit. Yeah, very good. I can see, yeah, to keep the hot, yeah, I can, very good. Yeah, I can see your responses are okay. Yeah, very good. This, my learners, you are so, 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 so very impressive. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so you have sent in your answers. Sorry, let's quickly check. Let me quickly give you the proposed answers. Yes, so you see, this is what you're supposed to see. The water is in direct contact with the container. So this means that the water can transfer heat energy to the container. When the container is hot, it will radiate heat to the surrounding. This means that it will lose heat and the water will also lose heat. So simply the last okay, how do you think each object is designed to prevent heat loss? Yeah, that's great. Okay, yeah. So, so what? How do you think? Okay, now, so okay, for the sake of time, let me just go on to explain. So, hot water bottle. So, the hot water bottle you are seeing, a hot water bottle is made of what, rubber, which is an insulating material. The bottle can also be wrapped in a jersey to reduce what, heat loss. Then we look at the flask. A flask is made of what, special insulating material that reduces heat loss. A flask also has a vacuum between the two caps that is made up of. The vacuum acts as an insulating material. This allows your coffee or tea to stay hot for long. Gloves are worn on our hands to keep our hands warm in cold winter. The gloves act as insulators, preventing our hands from what, losing heat to the cold. All right. Uh, yeah. Okay. Yes. If you have an I've just seen a question here. What if you have an electric blanket? Yes. What is going to happen is that um, you getting the blanket will be heated up. So you are kind of getting electrical energy toward heat energy. So the blanket will heat up and then to make you a bit warm. So what energy the blanket is connected to what, a source of energy, and here the energy is what, the the electrical energy. So the electrical energy will then get to then convert to heat energy. Say you don't get it, you don't get in, you sleep on it. Yes, I know. But when you are sleeping on it, what is going to happen is that it's heated up on it. Yes, thanks for that. Then when you sleep on it, you get the heat energy from the you get the heat energy from the electricity that is connected. So now you have electrical energy being converted to what? Heat energy. The heat energy gets into the blanket and you feel warm. All right, that's great. That's nice. That's good. I can see your responses, guys. That's good. The way you are contributing, then you will get this. You get total from this test because the questions there they are not that complicated as this what we are revising now, but it's a bit of what is a heat transfer. All right. Um, all right. You know what? I can see you are sending in your responses very correct and straight to the point. Now, what I need to do, I go back to Kahoot, so and then what will come. All right. Yeah, you should not be stressed because they are straightforward. We have been doing. Okay. Now I'm quickly going to send. You can even end your comment. Guys, can you see the slide? Can you see the slide? Can you see the slide? Okay, so let's get playing. All right, that's nice. So just wait for it. Yeah, so guys, you need to join. That is the pin. This is the pin. The pin is 512832. 512832. Okay, so join. Yes. All right. Yeah, I can see. We are 7. Okay, we can start playing now, I guess. The rest will join us because of for the sake of time. So, okay, yes. Are these items insulators or conductors? So, are they insulators or conductors? Okay, so let's see. Uh, yeah, the correct answer, they are insulators. So let's see those. Okay, so these people answered Molehi, Wapele, Angelina, XE12. Yeah, in that order. So let's go to the next. How does conduction of how does conduction, okay, through contact? Yes, there is only one person who got this one. Okay, and it's X12. Let's go to the next question. What is the importance of having insulators? That's great. We have got four people answering the correct one. It makes electrically charged objects safe to handle. That's good. So let's see. All right. So let's go to the next. I hope you are looking at the scoreboard. That's great. The movement of heat from a hot tin to a cooler tin. That's nice. So let's see. Okay, let's go. That's great. So this one, as most people got it. Let's see. All right. So in that order, those who got it and they got it, the first one to answer. What kind of clothes would you wear? What kind of clothes should you wear in the winter? Okay, all of the above. Yes, some got it right. All the above. You should wear all the above. All right. Let's see. Let's get going. Dash tend to be good electrical insulator. May have shiny surfaces or dull surfaces. Okay, then the first one is non-metals. Let's go on. Someone has overthrown A12. Let's go on. Wearing warm clothes in the winter is an example of, yeah, adaptive function. Only one person got this. Wearing, that is a biology question. So let's go to the next. Insulators are substances that do not allow current to flow because, yeah, that's correct. So let's see, let's go to the next. All right. What happens in the winter? I did get that correct. Yeah. Let's go. Let's see who is gonna top up again. Insulators do what? Keep in heat. All right, let's go on. Angela is, are these items insulators or conductors? So some of you didn't get this one, so it's repeating. You must get it now. Yeah, only one person didn't get it, but the others got it. Okay, let's go on. Let's go. Are these items insulated or conductors? Great. Conductors. Correct answer. Let's go on. What is the function of an insulator? Okay, that's correct. Oh, the correct answer. Nobody got the correct answer. Apparently, you all took the wrong one, but let's see. Okay, so it remains the same. Let's go on. It's a Negro. Let's go on. Yeah, radiation is through rays. Let's continue. Define the word insulator. Okay, materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them. That's great. Yeah, that's good. Yes, the correct one is rubber. Let's continue. They are correct. Let's go on. Let's see. All right. So when you see this flame, it means this person you answered for correctly. And so you can see the last one. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So guys, so this person is the okay. Congratulations to everyone. Now, guys, listen. So tomorrow, all what we have been doing. Remember the marks. The total marks are 25. So basically, you will get what we have done in all the other topics. So you just prepare. And what we have done here is also another question that you can, but you just need to relax and everything will be fine. You don't have to stress much. It's all according to your level. No, I didn't. I didn't meet you, Wapul. I didn't meet you. Okay, so everybody, well done, and I will wait for your scripts and then see how you mark. And congratulations. And then bye.